Was pleased looking at the tape, getting a good conference win last weekend. I thought we started the game really well. I thought we complemented each other in all three phases. I thought defensively for most of the game really played well. I think we had 9 3-and-outs, 1 2-and-out. Got a couple of takeaways, so that's always good to see. I thought this was probably as good of a special team game in a lot of ways that we played. Pete Germano does a great job with our special teams. He's got a bunch of kids that play with a lot of pride, and to see Rashad take one to the house was great. He also set up a short field with another great return. Jordan Peterson's doing a great job with their kickoff coverage unit, and I think the average starting field position on their returns was behind the 25, and then in our kickoff return game, we're close to breaking one of those. We had a decent return, and we're getting real close with some explosive players that I think it's just a matter of time before we break another big one in our kickoff game. So I was really happy with that. And our offense took the advantage of some field position. And one other thing, on our punt return unit, defended a fake really well, got the ball at midfield. Offense turned around, I think that was our first score. So again, was really pleased with our effort initially. We've got to do a better job sustaining things in the second half. I think there was a drop-off in intensity. We've got to address that as coaches and get our guys playing for a full 60 minutes. But overall, was pleased getting a win because we had seen Wyoming had done a great job, especially on the road, going to Austin, played well. Going to Reno, lost in overtime. We knew it was going to be a challenge. Looking at this week, very different type of challenge. Coach Davies done a great job in really resurrecting the New Mexico program. They're 4-4 on this season. They gave Air Force everything they wanted last week. Really changed dramatically on offense. They become a triple option team, but do it out of a variety of different sets, very unconventional, and giving a lot of people problems. I think they're 5th in the country right now in rushing offense. They're kind of going, bucking the trend a little bit of the up-tempo spread. They're huddling, they're taking their time and doing a really good job of ball control. And they've got a back that just set a league record last week, ran for 330-some yards against Air Force, and as a team they rushed for over 400 yards. So we've got to do a good job in our run defense, and then defensively, Coach Davey was a defense coordinator at Texas A&M for a long time, had tremendous success. Their guys are playing extremely hard, and we know it's going to be a challenge on that side of the ball as well. So we need to play well on the road and improve what we've done on the road so far this year. So with that, I'll open it up.
Yeah, stop the run this week. How pleased were you with your ability to stop Wyoming's running game, especially first 3 quarters? They got a lot in the fourth quarter.
Right. I was really pleased. I thought we had a good scheme that our defense staff came up with, and ultimately our players were very effective in executing that scheme, and it started up front. I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage and for the most part tackled really well. When you do that, you can make a team a little bit more one-dimensional. It definitely helps. The week before, I think they ran for almost 250 yards against a similar scheme in Air Force, basing out of a 3-4. So we knew they had the capability of doing it, but I thought our guys did a good job of executing our defense and played hard.
How difficult this week in practice will be because you've been having your defense practice against your spread. So how difficult is it to change that up and go against a triple option?
I think it's always difficult when you're going against a triple option team. The thing I think is kind of good is this offense, as I look at it, and we're still in the process of studying it, has some similarities to Nevada's pistol and some of the read zone option stuff that they do out of it. Has some similarities to what Air Force does out of their multiple option stuff. So there'll be some carryover later that we can bank some reps in. But it's when you do switch gears, it's a dramatic difference from really any opponent we played today. So you've got to be disciplined, you've got to be sound, and you got to play with the kind of intensity that we've had. The key is you've got to be able to trust, and you've got to know that, hey, if I've got the quarterback, I got to trust the guy taking the dive is taking the dive. And if I have the quarterback and I think, well, maybe he's not going to take dive, and I go help, now the big plays happen.
You're 1 win away from being bowl eligible. Is that an emphasis of yours this week?
No.
No.
6 wins to me is not something to celebrate, and I understand the ramification of being bowl eligible, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to win this conference, and we know we don't have total control over that, but winning on the road is going to help us toward our ultimate goal of winning the conference championship, and hopefully we get some help down the line.
Do you have any extra insight how to defend the triple option from your time at Air Force? Does that help at all?
Well, I think it helps from the standpoint of understanding what triple option teams schematically want to do, try to do. If you're used to going against those particular schemes, you know how your defensive scheme fits against it, but it ultimately comes down to execution. When you're going against that offense every day in practice, it's much easier to go to Saturday and execute. Typically, there's a lag time between starting a game and understanding the speed and the angles and the blocking and all the different combinations. And so sometimes it's not until the halfway through the first quarter, second quarter, that you start playing faster and executing your defense. Hopefully we'll start faster than that, but I know when we play triple option teams that if we haven't been going against our own offense when I was at the Air Force Academy and you go against an Army or Navy, it takes a little bit.
Can your safeties cheat a little more to help stop the run? Maybe move in a little bit?
At times they will. It's going to depend on obviously down distance situations, but clearly I think you've got to get your safeties involved in the run game against teams like this that run triple. Obviously that puts the stresses on your secondary. Your corners now got to play some man coverage, and so you've got to be sound against the play action pass game. Your safety's got to put their eyes where they need to be. They can't be cheating and just following the ball and letting guys run by them. So it's some teaching going to have to happen this week.
Philip, again, another pick six. I know it was late in the game, but you get to the point now you're on the sideline. Just nothing surprises me with him anymore, really.
Yeah. It's kind of, I don't want to say sad, but yeah, it's getting to that point where you expect it from him. He's having a really good year. I think Coach McDonald's done an excellent job in teaching him our scheme, and he's taken to it really, really well. And so when you have that combination of a really good player and really good teaching, and it's just coming together where he's making a ton of plays, and our defense needs that. So it's good to see.